Power on. You are now plugged in.
Hello everyone, welcome to Plugged In. We are back. As you can see, there's no guest sitting here visible, but we are going to have a guest calling. Yep, there he is. He's there in spirit. He's going to be calling in. He's from North Carolina. His name is the FatBoy. We're going to give him we'll give him a drum roll when he calls. Then I'll give him the drum roll. But for now, you have me and Zaya. You already know what it is. Me and Zaya, we here.
Hold that down.
Oh, you know how we used to start before? Doug used to play the pew, powered on. You are now plugged in. And then I used to come in.
True. That's what
happened.
That's what feels a little
Yeah,
awkward.
that's why it was awkward. Okay, sorry. Me and Zaya were having conversations backstage. But, so in the meantime, Zaya, how have you been?
I'm doing good. I'm still waiting on news to hear about an apartment. So
Okay, I remember you told me last time we were here.
Hopefully by the next time we have another podcast, I'll have more information. But
Right.
I'm in the final stages of getting an apartment.
Right. It's nice to see you. So how do you feel about everything going on outside? I mean, what is like the biggest thing happening outside for you that you were just like, I can't believe this shit?
Besides the corona shit.
Right. We're still here with coronavirus.
The biggest thing I think would be the today Kamala Harris.
She's what? She's going to be vice president?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing right now.
Okay, cool. So how do we feel about that? Biden, he's your guy? He's your candidate?
I don't say he's my guy.
Right?
It's funny, I was just on Facebook. Somebody was like, "Yo, voting for Biden is like eating your vegetables." Nobody generally likes.
Nobody wants to do it.
Yeah,
but I love vegetables, so don't talk about vegetables that
much. I'm saying, but like you'd much rather have a burger or some fish.
Right.
Yeah,
or some fish.
Yeah, like you much rather have some other stuff, but you're like, I do.
We gotta have Joe Biden. Like,
so we keep living. So
I like that analogy. That was a good way of putting it.
I don't want to, but clearly the other option is way worse.
That was a good way of putting it.
It's like vegetables or shit.
Right.
Like obviously I'm gonna eat some vegetables.
So Trump is the shit.
Yeah, literally.
See, I like how you put that because I was like, I don't understand what's all the fuss about. You know, Biden's not ruffling my feathers like the right way for me. He's not feeling like a go for me. I liked Kamala Harris. I liked Elizabeth Warren even, but everybody dropped out. Left us with Biden, like, you know, it's allegations and stuff happening. How do you feel about that? What's happening with the sex trafficking, save the children? What is happening? Not saying Biden had anything to do with that, but didn't he have some sexual assault shit happening? Or
yeah, he had some sexual.
They are.
That whole Epstein shit.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not
can you direct me in the right place? I've been literally looking all morning.
Facebook memes. I don't look into that shit.
No, there's an Epstein doc on
I
Netflix.
watched that, but I need more. I need more. Who else is in this web? I know there's some more powerful people that did not come up in that.
That's the thing about it. It was like it's way more powerful people than that even on the list.
Right. So we need to.
I got a little theory though.
What's your theory? Let me hear.
I got a little theory.
Sorry,
This is what I think they got some of these celebrities. I think some of these celebrities are a piece of shit and they was actually trying. But I feel like a lot of celebrities, you may get invited to a party and you just be like, yo, it's a party. And you come to the party and shit, whatever. And they may dress the girls up to look older than they may be. So they go and then you have fun and say you may get with a girl. Then they know the girl's 16, but you don't know. You think she's probably 22, 23 or whatever. And then now they can hold that over your head like, yo. Exactly.
But that's what Epstein did to everyone. That's what the victims are saying. Like he was doing a lot of shit like that, so that he would always have something to hold over everyone's head. Everyone always owes him favors. Everyone has to do what he says, basically because he's blackmailing them. Like, oh, I know you slept with underage girls. But so you think that most people didn't know they were underage?
I'll say most people, because I feel like, especially like with celebrities, like how like when you like I don't know, when I'm at a party, I'm not vetting every person I talk to.
Right.
When I'm at a party, I assume everyone's of age. I'm not going around.
But these girls did look young compared to your. It's not like it's us. Our age group, we can be in a room with 15-year-olds and maybe not know. Especially these days, you know, the girls do be looking grown, but you know what I'm saying. But you got to think these are 50-year-old men, 60-year-old men. You can visibly tell she's clearly not in our age.
Oh no, those people are pieces of shit. I'm talking about like I always hear about like this celebrity went. I'm like, man, so I don't personally think so. Like a lot of the celebrities that they was naming was like, oh yeah, I'm going on this island to go sleep with this 15-year-old girl. I think it was just like, yo, I'm going to an island for a party.
And then Epstein was like, yo, I got these girls.
They 15.
Blah, blah,
and then now they're like, oh shit, like.
I don't know. I don't think they're that innocent. I think they know what's going on. Look at me go.
Like I said, if I had to put this percentage, I feel like, especially 'cause, like all the people that had like multiple trips, oh no, you definitely guilty.
You know it.
Yeah, at that point, like after the first one, you definitely like you gotta get up out of there.
So there's some people hanging out there consistently.
Those people gotta go. Like
back.
like the Clintons, they had like multiple trips.
Right,
Trump
the Clintons.
but
that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to look up the dirt on them, and I can't find it.
Because it's so hard.
I can't find it.
It's hard for it's hard for that reason.
Can you point me in the right direction?
Probably later, not right now. No, somebody was filling me in.
Okay.
On a lot of that, so I could probably.
Yes, because I need to know.
They say that Trump is exposing all of these people.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is Trump exposing all the people?
I don't know. I figure maybe because they tried to get in first.
Right.
Yeah.
Something's happening.
I feel like
They say a lot of them higher ups got something to do with it.
I just feel weird not paying attention to it. You know what I'm saying? I just feel weird that it's happening and I'm not like dedicating some of my time to educate myself on what's happening because it's not normal shit to be. Yeah, that's not normal shit that we should be seeing memes about. Like what the fuck is going on in America?
My guy, and he's
right.
They're
throwing all of them like Oprah.
Yeah.
That shit.
Please point me in the right direction. My mom's heart. Please point me in the right direction so I can educate myself because I need to know.
I feel like, and I feel like, especially like with like the election, I feel like Trump. I feel like whoever gets power, they're gonna try to save, respectively, whoever like on your team.
Right.
So like if you Trump, and because Trump was in there, like a lot of people. Like,
Oh look, our guest is calling.
A lot of those pictures, she was in there. I'll finish this after our guest.
Hello.
Yeah, ask them about it.
Put on speaker.
Oh wait, sorry. Right. Thanks. Hello.
Hey, what's up, it's FatBoy?
Hey, he said it was good as FatBoy. Can we hear him good? I wish I could hear how it sounds. I need some headphones. All right, guys. How are you, FatBoy? This is the FatBoy. He's calling in from North Carolina, okay? We're going to try to get a picture of him up in one of these corners or something. Okay, so we got the FatBoy on the phone. Let's give him a drum roll how we would anybody else, okay? Hold on, FatBoy. All right. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and what do you do?
So real quick, I'm the FatBoy, and that's my greeting, but it's also my social media handle.
Okay.
But I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina, North Side, top of the cone. Shout out to all my people.
Hey, shout out to North Carolina.
Among 1,000 different things, I am by trade a rapper / sketch artist. That's what I.
A rapper / sketch artist. I forgot you draw. Let me tell y'all why I forgot that he draws. Because lately he been modeling. He used to post pictures of his drawings. But now he's a model now. So I forgot about the sketching. But you didn't even mention that you're modeling now, or that's not something you want to talk about.
Well, yeah, we talk about all of that. I just kind of wear a lot of hats. So, like, if I run down the whole, because, like, I do modeling and I do.
He said we'll be here all day.
And I do some. Yeah, we'll be here for a little while. Like I do graphic design, some web design. I do a little bit of a lot of stuff.
Cool. That is awesome.
A jack of all trades.
Right. How long did it take you to learn all those things, right? Because I'm at a point right now, and I think Zaya too, we trying to learn all the trades myself, you know what I'm saying? So how long did it take you to get there?
That's pretty much, what it is. Because like with photography, that's really new. Like, I really just started doing that. That's why I say amateur photography. Like, I don't want nobody to be like, oh, you're a photographer. Like, I'm not skilled enough to be comfortable calling myself a photographer.
Right. I'm the same way. But, you could do it for yourself if you needed it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the root of everything that I do. Like, I do a lot of different stuff because I know that I need, like, a lot of different services. And generally speaking, I do like to outsource, and I like to go to different people for different stuff. But there are times, like you said, where you kind of like need it on the fly. Like, somebody's got a show opportunity and they got the flyer, and I want to be able to throw my face on the flyer or my name on the flyer. You can kind of do that real quick without having to
reach out to somebody.
X amount of dollars to do a small change.
Right.
So,
right. I like it.
A lot of stuff like sorry.
No, go ahead. Be listening.
Oh, I was like, with rap, and sketch art, and then kind of graphic design. Like a lot of the more like creative kind of stuff is it's been around for like since I was a kid. I started rapping when I was 10 years old.
When you were 10? Did he tell us that before? Now, keep in mind, the FatBoy was on our show. He called in. He was on like our very first season of the podcast. And he's been supporting us for the longest of times, right? And so I've been following him back, and I've been supporting him too. And he got a lot of stuff going on. Like, we got to get into it. This is just the tip of the iceberg. He just took us, he preaching and everything. He all educating us and everything on the industry. I'm here for it. But anyway, go on ahead. I'm listening. I'm sorry.
But yeah, it's a lot of different stuff that I can do. That
right.
I still prefer to get other people. I can make beats, but I prefer to go to other people that kind of like that's their specialty.
That's what they do. Right, because that's where their passion is. All right, so let's get into you're pushing a single. What is it, Gristle? Right?
Oh, I fuck with that one.
Gristle, you got it.
Hey, so we pushing a single. All right. So at the beginning, though, I want to ask you. At the beginning of the song, you said no trap music. Did somebody tell you that, like, or were you speaking from yourself?
Okay, so no, it was like so I had somebody that and this part that's a little embarrassing now, but I had somebody that was like a former friend / fan that kind of out of the blue was just like I don't really like your music. I can't get with the twerk music that you be making. Which if you kind of go through my catalog. There's not any twerk. I was gonna say I didn't really twerk. There's not any twerk. Like there's songs you might get twerk to. There's nothing that's like specifically considered a twerk song. But he said that, and it kind of took me aback. Now, honestly, the track was written previously, so the song itself wasn't written about that. You know what I'm saying? That was written. The song itself was written years ago. But that opening right there, yeah, that was stemmed from that. It was just kind of left field out of the blue. I didn't see it coming. I hadn't done nothing to warn it, and it was just like, yeah, I don't really like the music. It makes too much twerk music. I need something more lyrical. And
so with that being said, how do you feel? How do you feel about the state of rap right now? With all that being said, so you're saying that that's not even really in your catalog, but so, WAP is going crazy right now, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. Like, how do you feel about that kind of stuff?
Oh, yeah. And I feel like everybody has their lane. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and some people can swerve lanes. Like, you got people like Drake or whatever. He can do a little bit of this. He could do, like, some...
Right.
He could do
some
gangster
lanes.
Stuff, even though you might not take Drake serious as a gangster, but he can do it, and he can do some something for the ladies. So, but for the most part, most artists have a lane. You know what I'm saying? And when you find your lane, you stick. Like you can kind of venture outside of it. Because I do like artists that take chances. But for the most part, if on the flip side, Cardi B catalog, yeah, she got some real joints in there where she talking about real subjects. But her specific lane is kind of
that's what she does.
So, like, I don't have no problem with it. I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, twerk music is destroying hip hop. Like, no, like twerk music, just like there was rock and roll, and then there was disco, and then there was funk, and then there was, like there's different, there's different offshoots.
So you respect all of it.
Yo, you always notice how like every 5 or 7 years, there's always like this subgenre that's destroying hip hop.
Right.
Like remember like before
it was auto-tune.
Yeah, auto-tune's destroying hip hop. Oh, mumble rap is destroying hip hop. Right. Oh, twerk music. It's like, yo, clearly hip hop is still living. Like,
it's just an evolution.
Yeah, and it's also like he's like when we're saying lanes, you're pretty much just saying subgenres. Like, and every other genre of music have subgenres. Right. And it worked fine, but it's like hip hop is just,
it's like we gotta stick strictly to 90s Nas, Jay-Z.
Yeah, boom bap, backpack music. It's like, nah, bro, I don't want to hear boom bap all the time. Right. Like I want to hear a little bit of it depends on literally where I'm at, what I'm doing, my mood. Right. Like sometimes I do want to get to the bars.
And
but
I try to remember that there was a time where they was like, oh, NWA is destroying hip hop. Oh, Notorious. Even there was a time where they felt like, Big and Pop was destroying hip hop.
Yeah,
but it's like hip hop is bigger than the individuals that are a part of it. You know what I'm saying? This is a whole lifestyle. Like hip hop isn't just a genre of music. It's a lifestyle. It's a culture. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take more than Cardi B to destroy hip hop, or whoever you think gonna destroy hip hop.
Right.
Yeah.
He said, "I would hope so." Right.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I remember hearing people being like, "Yo, growing up, they mom wouldn't let them listen to Snoop Dogg." Now Snoop Dogg is like this whole like a little living icon.
He is like the most popular rapper.
Like one of the most, and also it's like now he making such good music that's like family friendly and all this other stuff. He got these classics that are looked at and it's like, yo, like so it's just like, yo, just everyone always wants to be. I always feel like everyone wants to be the first to say something,
right?
Even whether it's right or wrong. That way, when if it happens,
you're right.
They can call back and be like, "See, I told you so."
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, but you never. No one ever speaks up back and be like, "Oh, I was wrong, though." Like,
so, FatBoy, who's your favorite rapper right now? Who's your favorite rapper in the game right now?
Just speaking right now, like we're not gonna talk about like all time.
Right? No, we talking about right
I grew up
now.
with a lot of different hip hop, but we talking. In 2020, somebody that just came out recently or not too long ago, I'm really into Lil Baby. Like,
I can respect it.
I done got to the point. The way I know that I like an artist is when it say, I don't know, Jay-Z featuring Lil Baby, I'm looking forward to Lil Baby verse. I'm looking forward to see what he got to say. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, I feel like he's one of them people that people are like, yeah, you can't really understand what he's saying, but it's one of them.
If you listen,
like,
you can understand what Lil Baby's saying.
You gotta listen. You can't if you just sitting there and you hearing the music and you hearing the words. You're not getting it like he really is talk about you.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, I can respect it. That's a good answer. I like Lil Baby right now as well. I was just thinking about that. I think the bigger picture was really awesome because it was like, it wasn't too deep where it's like you have to be into that kind of rap, like so to say. You don't have to be into conscious rap to like that song. Like he made it still a bop. Like that shit could still go crazy on the radio, but he's saying real shit. Like I definitely
like
respect
that he was
it.
the first one to jump out too.
Right.
And
because I was wondering who was gonna do it.
Because I feel like when all that was going on, I feel like everybody paused music.
Right. Everybody just stopped making music.
Just stopped, and if I had to pick, I would have definitely never picked Lil Baby to be the first to drop a
Shout out to Lil Baby. We're gonna go ahead and clap it up for Lil Baby.
So like that was perfect.
He's definitely young.
I always love the like I always love giving credit to the first person, whether the song is gonna last forever or it don't. Right. But the fact that he had the courage and confidence in his rapping ability to be like, oh nah, I can do this also, right? And also it's affecting me.
So, FatBoy, how has it been for you during this pandemic? Because I know he used to be outside. You used to be outside. You used to be at a lot of local venues. I used to see you on Instagram going crazy.
You used to be moving.
So, how is it? How has it been for you?
So, the movement, like I still move around kind of a lot, but it's I don't want to. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. I still move around kind of a lot, but it's a lot more aimless. Like it's a lot more of a scramble right now.
Right.
Because like full disclosure, I had plans and stuff lined up until about June. I had, you know what I'm saying, things kind of. I knew kind of what was going on from February, March when all this started up until June. Like I had stuff already lined up.
Right.
And a lot of it, like you said, was outside. Like I was planning on going to fashion shows and performances and stuff like that. And when that stuff kind of starts shutting down, it's like, dang, I still, plane tickets are fucking $50 round trip cross country,
Right.
So I'm still kind of a travel bug, but at the same time, it's like, well, now I don't really necessarily have anywhere to go. Like,
right.
So I took a lot of the time to kind of learn because I really realized that a lot of what I did was physical. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to actually be there.
Right. But that's good that you were doing that.
Yeah. So FatBoy, how did you pivot? I saw on your Instagram that September you got a live concert from your crib, I think, or from some spot where you're doing it live from like Zoom or whatever. So you got more. Are you doing more shows like that?
Yeah, and that's what I had to switch the focus on. I'm sorry, my son that came in and I got sidetracked, but
it's fine.
That's what I was saying. Like a lot of everything that I was doing was physical. Like I actually was there in the place with the crowd, passing out wristbands, passing out flyers or whatever was going on. Well, I realized when the pandemic hit and all of that stuff kind of started shutting down, I realized I had a social media presence. Like, I post on social media, but I didn't have, like, you know, I guess the engagement that I wanted out of it. And I'm still trying, like, and I really realized the importance of the numbers that are up there, like,
Right.
across the board. So I really went into that, and I started doing those live shows, like Jam Concert Live is what I'm doing on September 9th, and it's kind of like an opportunity to give like other artists, because I got a couple acts already lined up. I'm gonna get maybe like one or two more and let them come up and rock, and I'm a host, and I'm probably do, you know, a couple songs myself. But we also, like, I'm trying to take it a step. Like, I got up with DJ R&B, who's one of the DJs down here in North Carolina. He's got a dope setup, and, you know, he was looking for ways to keep the momentum going during the pandemic and everything. So we talked and, you know, worked it out and did, I actually did the first one dolo. Like, I did it by myself. It was called Fallout Live in Quarantine. And one-man show type stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm up there by myself on live, no audience. There was a few kinks, but I wound up doing a couple thousand views. And
that's good.
You know, I realized I could hold the show myself for an hour. So I'm like, okay, now I'm going to get some artists, let some other artists rock, let them do whatever. And I like give away merch, and I had like little contests. Like, my favorite is the screenshot contest. And, you know, because you're not physically there in the crowd, you can't necessarily just take pictures of the show. But you can get screenshots while we on live. Best screenshot win, I don't know, a wristband, a T-shirt, or something like that.
Right.
So,
little creative stuff like that.
That's not creative.
I like it.
I never thought about that.
I like it. I like you a lot. I respect you a lot as a businessman.
Word.
So, like, speaking of such, I see you mention in a few of your songs that you're a brand. And I see you got your logo, you got your T-shirts, like... So what does that mean to you? Like, what is your brand to you? Like, how would you describe your brand? What is the inspiration behind it? Just, like, give us the little rundown.
So in 2020, the gist of it all kind of culminated into ownership. You know what I'm saying? Like, I before, even like recently, like last year, it was like, yeah, it's a logo. Yeah, it's, you know, I got my image or whatever. But 2020 kind of really slingshotted me into like the business aspect of it.
Right.
It was like, yeah, I'm doing all of this, but really need to start chasing. Now, I don't necessarily want to say chasing the money, because I'm not a money hungry person, but at the same time, there's money to be made. And I started getting into like, I started learning and reading up on music publishing. That's kind of where I want to go ultimately with it. But for me, ownership. Just owning not just the logo, but also owning your name, owning your music and masters, owning your vision, your ideas, you know, like really taking it and making it your own and manifesting it. And that's kind of where the path I've been on this year is just kind of taking what I had and really crafting it into my own thing.
Right. I respect it. I've really been like in the same headspace. Like, honestly, this, so like you said, 2020 just pushed it into a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've never been the money hungry type either, but now it's like, nah, we got to start getting to it. Like you say, you got to own the name, own the logo. Like, really, I've totally shifted gears myself, so I totally understand.
Yeah, that's what 2020 gave you so much
right.
time. Because
time,
I feel like
insight.
everybody was on the hamster wheel.
Right.
So it was like, yeah, I know I should own my brand, but I'll get to it when I get to it.
Right, when I get to it. Now it's like, nah.
Now you sit, all you doing is sitting in the crib like, why don't I?
Right.
And if I'm not going to do it now,
what the fuck am I doing?
I'm probably not going to do it.
Right. So. Yep. Exactly. Precisely. All right. So wait, the FatBoy. So I want to ask you, 1993. What the hell was that? Smoking 1993. What kind of weed is that? Sorry, allegedly it's some weed he got. What kind of weed is that?
The original track was just 93, which is like premium gas. You know what I'm saying? When you go to the gas station, you fill up on 93, you get premium gas.
Double entendre.
Yeah. But the way it turned into 1993 is because I say that in the hook. And, you know, before I even released the track, I let my people hear it, let some of my, you know, friends, whatever, hear it. And they was like, yo, 1993 just roll better. Or the track would be titled 93, But they'll be like, yo, play that 1993. So it seemed like 1993.
Right, because what had happened was, why y'all probably
think
think I'm special ed right now, because I didn't realize it was a 93, the gas, premium gas, because it was titled 1993. So I'm listening thinking it's about a year, like, oh, the year he was born, something happened, I didn't know. Then I'm listening, he like smoking 93. I'm like, what? He's smoking it? What? Like, what are you talking about? Like, it kind of threw me left. It was a bop though. But that's why I was like, I gotta ask him about the 93. What happened?
Rocky wanted to smoke with
No,
it.
that wasn't my intention. It's just he threw me left. I didn't even know.
She was trying to find out who your plug was.
I didn't know he had the gas. That's all I was saying. I had no idea.
Who your plug, who to connect, who to distro.
So wait, so as we're talking about like wasting time and stuff like that, FatBoy, I don't know if you know this, but I stalk all my guest social media. So I stalked your Twitter, and there was a tweet, and you said like, I should never took no days off in my 20s or something. You retweeted it, and you was like, I wish somebody would have told me that, or something like that. So do you recall the tweet?
Yeah, I remember that.
You do?
Yeah, I remember that tweet. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So can you like explain, because like I'm in my 20s, I'm having a lot of anxiety and I'm having a lot of issues right now. So can you like explain, can you give me the advice you wish you could have had? Like, what happened? What happens in life?
So I would say, like, okay, from my experience now, I would say people kind of have it backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, people kind of want to party, and I'm not you. I'm just saying, like, from my experience when I was in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that long ago. But, you know, you kind of just want to. I don't necessarily want to say party and bullshit, because that wasn't my MO. But you kind of feel like I got a little more time. I can worry about that. Like, I can, you know, that's not pressing matters right now. You know what I'm saying?
But what we realize is the 20s is time to grind.
Health insurance, like, that's not really pressing. However, you kind of want to deal with it when it's not pressing. So if you kind of already got that stuff established to where you kind of, okay, now you're 35 and you've been saving, hell, $10 every paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't going to be you ain't going to be a millionaire, but you're going to be 35. You're going to have little money in the bank just for a rainy day or something like that. You know, so it's like, it's little stuff that, like, it would be better if you started early, as soon as possible, and go ahead and let it build up. So then by the time you, like, now I'm 34 now, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like everything I'm doing now is for 44-year-old me. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I would have, if I could go back to my 20s and tell my 20-year-old self, like, this is what you need to do. Like, you need to start doing what you need to do for 30-year-old you, for 40-year-old you, for 50-year-old you, because the 20-year-old you ain't gonna last forever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
Awesome.
start now.
For me, I always feel like I'm always in between, like, doing too much or not doing enough.
Not doing enough. Talk to me about it.
I'll be like, I'll be doing something. I'll be like, I could go harder, but then it's like, also it's just like,
but it's like, oh, don't beat yourself up. You should be proud of yourself.
Don't beat yourself. And then it's like, mental health. Like,
you're only 25.
Yeah, so I'll be like, damn, bro.
No, it's definitely a tug of war. That's why I was like, I saw that. I'm like, I'm going to ask him about that. I saw that mad long ago, too. But I knew I had booked you, so I'm like, I'm jotting it down. I jotted it down because I'm like, I want to ask him.
And it's definitely going to be like, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the only way you're doing too much is if you overload yourself. Like, if you feel like you're doing too much, then maybe take a step back.
But it's not like an excuse when you could be doing more. Like, oh, no, I already do a lot. Because I've never really felt like I'm doing too much. Not as far as, like, plugged in my dreams. I felt like I'm doing too much as far as work and then trying to do plugged in. You feel me? But as far as, like, really following my dreams, I never felt like an overload. Like, no, it's too much. So that's, like, ridiculous, right? Like, it's time to get it together.
What I would recommend, I don't know if y'all have kids or not. If you don't have kids, work too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, put too much into it while you have just free time to come and, like, not free time, because I know you got to work and pay bills and all that good stuff, but at the same time, it's like, if somebody call right now and be like, hey, it's a band I want you to see across town, you ain't got to find a sitter, and, like, you can just kind of hop up and
let's talk about it. I'm gonna pause on the kids, heavy on the brakes. Look at Nico, like, yeah, definitely. Heavy on the brakes for the
Nico got that,
kids.
like, I got a pregnancy scared look. Like,
Don't do that to Nico.
Nico,
No,
like,
that's
Nico,
awesome. So can I ask you something else? I want to ask you on a personal tip, and you don't have to answer if you don't want. But do you still work a 9 to 5?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm thankful,
good for you.
you know, and I'm thankful that it's been still going through the pandemic. I'm grateful.
Right.
Like, everybody complain about their job. I complain about my job. But at the same time, I'm grateful.
Yeah, same.
So, but yeah, I do work a 9 to 5.
But don't you ever just want to storm out of there?
I'm not ashamed of that. It is what it is. Huh?
Don't you ever just want to storm out of there?
Occasionally. It ain't a terrible job. What gets me is, like, I do a lot of my drawing at work. That's kind of where I get my muse. I don't know why. But
Okay, cool.
when I'm drawing, like, people will come by and they'll be like, dang, I didn't know you could draw like that. What are you doing still working here?
Right.
Those are the times where I kind of want to be like, damn it, you're right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me get up off of this right
But
now.
you still got to pay bills, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm trying to be one of them people that uses your 9 to 5 to fund your dreams. So I
Right.
go to work, and yeah, I got to pay bills and, you know, groceries and school clothes and all that stuff. But at the same time, you know, I do try to take, you know, some here, some there, you know, work out some deals or something like that, because I don't believe in freebies. Everything costs. But at the same time, you know, networking is king. So I do try to take some money and really invest into myself and put some stuff together. And it pays off a little bit at a time. But that's another one of them things for your 20s. Like, go ahead and start investing a little bit in yourself here and there. Like, you got the podcast going. That's a great start. Keep that going.
Right. Okay, thanks. I like you a lot. I might have to, like, DM you from time to time, get some advice here and there. You're pretty smart. I like it. You got good words of wisdom. So, okay, so with Gristle, I have a question. And why was it, like, exactly 2 minutes long? Like, it seemed so short. It was, like, exactly 2 minutes. Yes.
So the track itself is only 1:24.
Oh, but you had the little intro in the video?
Originally, it wasn't necessarily, like, meant to be a song. Like, that's really all I had written as far as that goes. Like I said, I had written that previously, and I had got the beat from J Country Boy Beat. Shout out to my man J Country Boy Beat. I got the beat from him, and I started, you know, jotting stuff down and flipping through the notebooks, and I found that verse. And I was like, okay, that'll go together. That'll be dope. But it was just a verse. And I thought about writing the second verse. And I think I had even started writing the second verse, but wasn't really feeling it. And I wound up at the studio one night. Matter of fact, I did a podcast, but I had also booked studio time at that same studio. But I didn't have nothing prepared. I didn't know what I was going to rap. I had some stuff that I had kind of started putting together, but nothing solid. Flipped that through, remembered I had that verse, threw that beat on, and just recorded it on the spot. And, I mean, it was dope.
No, it was. And it's always the dopest songs that cut short. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's always those ones. But when I realized it was short, I looked down, like, how long is it? And it was literally 2 minutes. I'm like, did he do that on purpose? I was just wondering, was there any significance behind the 2 minute mark? Like, what happened?
Well, it was a little... Well, so with the music video, we did purposely go and find the 2 minute mark, because it's something like you can't, it don't count as a stream, or you can't monetize it or something like that if you don't have a full 2 minutes.
Oh.
And I think that applies. I think that applies to the track too, as well, like on Spotify and all of that. But I kind of, at the same time, it was accidental, because I kind of was just thinking of this as a freestyle more so when I first did it. But then I start banging it in the car. Like, that's how I know when I'm feeling one of my tracks. Is if I'm, like, listening to it on repeat for, like, 6 days straight, I'm like, yo, I might need to go ahead and put this on a project.
Right. All right, awesome. So I think I just have, like, one more good question. I'm trying to think. Let's see.
You got good questions.
Do you want to tell me who is Vibe Beats? Rest in peace. I saw it was like a tribute to him at the end of one of your videos.
Right. So, Vibe Beats, a lot of your early 2000s local indie underground rappers will know who Vibe Beats is, because he was kind of like, the website was SoundClick, and you could go and you could shop beats and stuff like that. You could listen to other people's tracks, kind of like the early SoundCloud. And he was up there, and he was one of the people that, you know, he just had like massive views, massive plays. You know, it seemed like every time, even when people didn't pay for the beat, when they was ripping the beat off of the internet somewhere, off of YouTube or whatever, it would be one of his beats, or like serious beats. It would be one of his joints, or so there was like, you know, those super producers. What's his name? Domino. I can't remember his name, but it was a few different ones, and Vibe Beats was one of them.
Okay,
well,
cool.
You know, I shot with him a couple times, just caught some little basic leases years ago, and I don't even remember how, but we wound up kind of chopping it up a little bit and talking like off the site or whatever. This is right around the time Facebook started popping up big, and so you know, we wound up doing a little bit of work together, but then he wound up passing. I'm not sure all the details, so I don't want to speak on it, but he wound up passing. It was kind of unexpectedly. He wasn't, you know, he was I think in his 30s. Maybe. So it was pretty unexpected, and you know, it was kind of a shock. And a lot of people that like rocked over his beat, like even now when I put RIP whatever, if people recognize the name, they'll be like, "Yo, I didn't know he passed. When did he pass? What?
Right.
How? What? You know?" Because he was, again, if you were a local rapper,
you knew of him.
Right, you know, you at least heard of it because you heard the tag on somebody else's beat or something like that. So,
all right, so one last question, one last thing. I just really want to know. You have on your T-shirts, I think I saw on your T-shirt says "No rules, just rap." What does that mean? Because I don't like rules, so just tell me. So let me see if I could be inspired. So no rules, just rap. What does that mean?
So that goes back to how you was asking about like, how do I feel about, you know, the state of hip hop today or whatever. I feel like it's more free than ever. I feel like, you know, in the 90s, early 2000s, you kind of had to have this formula. You had to do it this way. You had to have this person backing you, and you had to have a cosign. And now it's just kind of like, it's more so of whatever works for you as an individual artist. You know what I'm saying? Some people can still make it pop with a 40-minute, you know, 45-minute album that they promoted for 6 months, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you can still make it pop like that. Hell, Chris Brown dropped a double album. You know what I'm saying? People gonna buy it. But some people, you know, like the thing I always think about when I talk about this is how the baby he went in a diaper or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how
I almost forgot about that.
Heard about him.
Right.
He had been doing music for years before that, but that's how I first heard about him, and that's how a lot of people first heard about him. And would I go out and wear a diaper? No, that's not my lane. However, did it work for him when he did it? Yeah.
Right.
So it's not so much of you got to follow the rules.
No rules, just rap.
You gotta have good rap. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta find what works for you. So that's what that stands for me.
Awesome sauce. I appreciate you. You're a cool dude. Congratulations on everything you're doing. You're always moving. You're always working. I love following you. It's always motivational. It's always inspiring. And thanks for all your support.
Oh yeah, for sure. I try. That's like really my whole thing. I want people to come to my page and feel like, you know, you a part of something. Like, I don't want you to just come and,
right. We trying to get fat.
Off, like, hey,
you know what I'm saying?
What you got going on?
We don't really want to get fat, but his thing is get fat. So we gonna say we want to get fat. Y'all got to get fat. Right. Oh, I like it. Yeah, let's flip it. Let's flip it. No, but seriously. Okay, wait. One more thing again. You were modeling. How'd you get into modeling?
Oh,
how are you a model?
One of those new things. That's one of those things that's new. That also kind of got put off by the pandemic. So in January this year, I had put up a random ass status. I was like, if you happen to see me on somebody's runway this year, mind your business.
Manifested it. It was over.
I put that up there. So somebody called wind of that. You know, matter of fact, Miss Joy. Shout out Miss Joy. I think she think I don't like her.
Shout out to Miss Joy.
Miss Joy, if you happen to be listening, you is all right with me.
Oh, Miss Joy.
She put that out there. She actually knew somebody, Deandra Dixon, UBU event. They actually knew each other, and she was looking for male plus models. I had never done it before. I reached out. I was like, "Hey, are you taking? You know, do I have to have experience? You know what I'm saying?" She was like, "No, just come through." And I went. It was at 4 Point Sheraton in Raleigh in February.
Let me pull up a pic for you,
and it was a phenomenal experience. I met a lot of
African gear.
I met a lot of models there that I'm still like networked and locked in with now. Like shout out Ela, shout out to Corey, shout out Ramikia. Just like there's you know, shout out Paul Dwayne, like this, shout out Benji Cinco, like this. So
It's mad shout outs.
With some of the people, and it was just a fantastic experience. They taught me some of the ropes because I didn't know how to walk. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. So it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. That's how I got started.
Right, because your pics look great. I see you work with a lot of different photographers and such. Right.
Now the
awesome.
first photographer that I worked with that made me feel like modeling was kind of my thing would be Queen Code Photography. And I think that's her hat on Instagram too, Queen Code Photography. And she, you know, I went and, you know, got a photo shoot and she's snapping pictures. She's a fantastic director. She's also a model. But she's a fantastic photographer. She's good at directing and stuff. And some of the pictures that came out, I was like, yo, I look like a model, you know what I mean? So that kind of sparked the flame right there.
No, right. The pictures really look great. So we appreciate you. You're awesome. Congratulations on everything. We wish you well, as always. We'll be in touch and everything.
Keep sending on the music.
And, yes.
Yeah, no doubt.
We appreciate
keep
you.
Going, like, keep pushing. Like, I've been following you and paying attention to everything, so I know when Toby broke out, like, with everybody else, you know, you hit that stumbling block. I'm glad y'all came back and they ain't let it keep y'all down, you know what I'm saying? Because I like what y'all do, you know what I'm saying? I like what y'all got going on. I be paying attention to seeing y'all and
thank you so
doing
much,
events and going to events and all that. So much love to y'all. Man.
Thank you so much, FatBoy. Nice talking to you. Thanks for calling in.
No doubt.
Have a great night. All right, that was awesome. Nice calling guest. He was like our first calling guest too, I think, a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you want to talk about, Zay, or you want to get out of here? How you feeling? Whatever you're good with. I had a good interview.
I know. There's one thing I wanted to talk to you about.
What's happening?
It's cool. Do you remember the notes I sent you?
No, what happened?
You remember when I was sent you sent you a list of things to talk about, and we were talking about. I got in a little trouble on Facebook.
You did?
People was coming for me.
Why? What happened?
I just want to know if you got my back or not, Rocket.
What happened?
Because it's funny because usually when things, this I know you was on vacation. Because usually you hit me up, you be like, Zay, you good? Or like,
what happened? Nico, did you see it?
Nah, not even.
But there was this thing on Facebook, and it was like, who comes first?
Oh.
And
yeah, let's get into this.
In a man's life.
Who comes first?
Wife. Oh, you asking me?
Yes.
Wife.
Your wife comes first.
Yes.
Now, but what scenarios are we speaking? Give me the example.
That's another thing I'm thinking about. Obviously, when I say my wife's coming first, it's not like I'm coming to my mom's crib and I'm fucking jumping on the couch, being like, fuck your couch, or like I'm slapping my mom. But when my wife becomes my wife, she's and it starts and ends with her.
Right.
I even tell my mom. So I even tell my mom that she.
But for me, I feel like I thought about it in a sense of, because I think there was this viral video going around about the mom was sitting in the front seat and the girlfriend was like going in on her. Da-da. I disagree. You will not be talking to my mother like that. I will tell my mom to get out the front seat if I want her to get out the front seat. But I feel like let her sit in the fucking front seat. We ride together all the time. And you get in the front seat. If my mom's in the front seat, get your ass in the back, and we're going where we're going. And I would do the same, right?
That specific situation was different. Like, that's what I agree with you. because the guy was already riding with the mom.
Yeah.
So to have the mom get up
and get out there, like that's a drag.
I understand, like, if they was all in the house together.
And we all come out.
And say the mom, like, rushes out.
Yeah, do you get in the front? But even then, I would laugh, like, Mom,
No,
like, you're tripping.
I can see where, because, like, it also, like, that's another thing about it. When I love those viral videos because we take a snapshot. And then, like, we all add our own, like...
2 cents. Now it's on something else.
Like, now it's this. And but what, the way he talked to the mom, that means the mom had some child abuse. I'm like, what? Where you get that from?
Right.
20 seconds. So, like, nah, I totally agree with that. But I'm just saying, like, because I just the way I'm thinking about it is, like, when are you always, like, so, because you're a woman, do you always want to, like, sooner or later you're going to want to come first? Don't you?
Of course, but I feel like
the
order of things should be natural, right? If we're in healthy situations, right? So, mom, right? My boyfriend has a mom. I have a mom, right? So, moms are our moms.
Yeah,
we
right
love
now,
our moms. They are our moms.
Yeah.
I'm the girlfriend, or let's say future wife, whatever the case may be. Mom respects that. Mom never crosses her boundaries. I don't cross my boundaries. You're mom. I'm girlfriend. And then I don't know. Like, if it's a situation where he's making our plates, it's like, who cares? Make your mom's plate if you want. Like, it's your mom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's our moms. You know, my mom's old. Maybe I'm just looking at her like she's a little old lady. How could you? Like, make her freaking plate, you know?
Old. So, like,
I can't imagine putting anything of a, I don't know.
And I had to come to this with my mom because I posted it, and then even my mom was like, I'm not coming second to somebody. I'm like,
yeah.
It's not about coming second or anything. It's just like, she's my wife. Like, how many times have you ever heard?
So, in what predicament are we saying the wife comes first?
I'm
this
just
is
saying
what I'm
overall.
saying. If mom and wife are up on a tree, who are we saving?
Who are we saving? Jeez. By the time I have a wife, my mom might be like...
My mom might tell me, Rock, I lived my life, honey. Save your husband. Go live your life.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
Wife, though. How about you, Nico? What you feel?
I was going to ask you, your mom's late to work, your wife late to work. You got to drop them off, right?
Who you taking?
That's a situation like that.
I'm definitely taking my wife. I gotta go back home to that.
Right.
I gotta go back home. I can take my mom home.
So I guess the answer is...
And then my mom can be mad and a little pissy at home. But
I gotta live with this woman. I ain't trying to piss her off this morning.
Mad cabinet slamming.
So I guess the answer is it depends on the situation.
Cup in the sink gonna hit mad hard. Like, I don't want to deal with all that.
Everything.
Turning
the faucet hard.
Knocking stuff off. Like, I want to
Nigga threw my iPhone 11. Oh my God.
You phone brother. You can that.
I know, she all dinged up. Look at her. I be throwing her.
That's what I'm saying. So, obviously, like I said, obviously it's not in no disrespectful manner where I'm just like, oh, if I'm making my wife a plate and my mom's like, oh, what about me? I'm not going to slap the plate out of my mom's head and be like, get it yourself. I have a wife now, and I walk off. Like, obviously not. But, like, even think about, like, when you're doing plans with, like, you hear about people with their wife or their husband, first thing they say, oh, let me check in with my wife first. Let me check with my husband first. I mean, like, that's just the natural way of it all.
Right, so I feel like what's understood don't need to be explained. I don't even think there needs to be an order on a piece of paper or what order, who comes first. Number one. Number two, I feel like it's circumstantial, right? So, depending on the circumstances, your wife might come first.
A lot of things are.
Yeah.
All right, one more deeper question. There's nothing I got in trouble with.
What?
Who comes first, wife or kid?
Kids come first. They're kids. And if your wife disagrees, then why would you disagree? They're your kids.
What happened? No. Just in general.
Why would your kids not come first? They're your kids.
I think wife comes first. I want to hear Nico.
Zaya loves black women.
Me and mommy not tending to the kids,
right?
For
us.
So therefore,
both of us should be tending to them.
If my shorty wanted to eat her plate real quick, I'd be like, all right, go the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, and then I'll get the kids
right.
The reason why I feel like wife should come first for kids, because that's the foundation of where the kid is gonna gain anything. Right. So like if me and my wife are having healthy communication, healthy relationships, having healthy talks and all this stuff like that, the kid is gonna see that and then be able to grow and have those things like things and those all those expectations. If I have my kid come first, then it won't be that way. That's how I feel.
For sure.
My kids gotta come first, because if your kids, you're saying that they're gonna see how you're treating the wife, but they also gonna internalize how they were being treated.
Right.
So if you neglect them and tend to your wife, yeah, that's great. They saw their parents in love, but they're gonna be lacking a lot.
I'm not neglecting my kids.
But we're saying, I thought what you're saying is, if you put all your attention on your wife, the kids might feel neglected. You gotta see them.
I'm not putting my attention. No, I'm just saying my full focus, not full focus, but I'm here to help my wife. And then, so when me and my wife are good, then we are both.
I understand, like
strong.
happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, and then now we're able to give our kid. Now we're pouring from a cup that's full.
Right, I understand.
Because if me and my wife are always bickering, and me and my wife is always bickering, and the kid is using us good cop, bad cop, we pouring from a half cup. But if we both full and we on this thing together, now we can attack this perfectly fine. Like whether we gotta have. Talk about sex, drugs, all other stuff. Like we're all full and we can actually give the best. I'm not giving no I'm not telling my kid, oh, do this, oh, but don't tell your mom.
I was just gonna ask
petty
you,
stuff
you
like.
think you gonna be the good cop or the bad cop?
I'm definitely gonna.
I'll probably be.
I don't know.
Like an even line.
I think I'll be both.
To be honest, I think I'm gonna lean more
They
towards.
smoke weed in the house. I don't know what the fuck you doing
I'm
outside.
gonna lean more
I don't
towards. I think my nature is just discipline. I want to be caring, but I think my instincts just says disciplinary, or like the structure of a bad cop. I think my nature is that. So that's why it's funny because I gravitate to people who have the nurturing side.
Right.
Because I know that's not my instincts.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get up out of here, guys. It's 100 degrees in this room.
Oh, it's hot as fuck here.
It's 100 degrees. We're gonna breeze. Before that, let's get into these nails. Let's get into Doreen the nail tech. Let's get into Doreen the nail tech.
Before we get out of here, can you tell us how vacation was?
Oh, Vegas. Let's get into the West Coast. Okay.
Let's go,
Vegas was incredible. California was incredible. The drive from Vegas to California, incredible. Nevada, the deserts, the hills. California, awesome.
What's your favorite? One thing. Don't give me three.
It was just the scenery. The scenery, period. It's just so inspiring and so incredible. I also want to tell you guys, some parts of Hollywood are hood as fuck, like crazy, worse than New York City. You think New York City, we're talking crazy. I loved it though. You know, I was in a chicken spot, ordering me some food. You know me. So I'm just telling ya, it's crazy. You know, you're in the hills of Hollywood. There's the richest parts, and then right down the block it be some poor shits going on. It was dope.
Either you tweeted it or status. You was talking about like you feel like you belong out there.
Dead ass. I do. I feel like I am inspired. When I'm there, I'm inspired. I'm like, yo, I'm a star, bro.
Because this is almost like an annually thing, right?
This is year 2. I wouldn't say it's annual, but last year I was there, and then both times, and then I was even telling my friend before I just came here, I'm like, yo, even like music from the West Coast resonates different with me than music from New York. You know what I'm saying? Like I really fuck with Dr. Dre, NWA, Tupac. Like you know what I'm saying? Like Nipsey Hussle, yo, rest in peace Nipsey Hussle. Like that was really my dude. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just like I feel like I need to be out there. So
you see yourself moving out there?
Yes, but I gotta get some money lined up. That's not somewhere you go like to struggle. I ain't trying to go. I'm old now. It's one thing when you coming out of college and shit. I'm 25. If I'm going somewhere, I need to know I'm having an apartment. I'm trying to have no roommate. I got a man. Seriously, we need a crib. We need to live comfortably. I ain't trying to go living crazy. So I just gotta get some money situated, and then I am trying to breeze out west. I like it out there. Shout out to everyone.
Anywhere specifically? Because you was in Vegas and.
Well, we went to Vegas, we went to LA. I've also been like to Oakland, the Bay Area, which is on the totally opposite end of California.
Yeah.
San Francisco is fucking amazing.
California is so spread out.
Yeah, it's big. California, San Francisco is amazing to look at, but I feel like for work purposes, I felt most inspired in LA.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? But San Francisco was awesome.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
That's Silicon Valley. Is tech.
Oh my God.
Everything's
Magical.
tech over there, yeah.
It was like just like the architects, like how all the houses are built all the hills, like full house. I went there. I literally went to the Full House. I went to the house. It was under construction though, so it's kind of weird looking, but it was the house.
Right, that's wild.
I literally put it side by side. It was the house.
They need to make that like a historical landmark so you can't touch it.
Yep. So now the West Coast is dope, you guys. Everybody should go. Vegas is dope. It's hot as shit. 120.
Did you ever go to San Diego?
San Diego, California.
Yeah, I was always drawn there. I don't know.
No, I was in like San Leandro.
Okay.
San Diego look popping.
Yeah, it was mad.
Never
poppin'.
been.
Just,
I never been.
Right on the beach, like.
Never been. All right, guys.
All right.
I love you all. Thanks for tuning in. Another episode in the can. It's a wrap. Shout out to Doreen Nail Tech and.
Power on. You are now plugged in.